Okay, here are the NPCs that I will be covering in part 1. Also, the rewards that you'll get for these quests, and the timestamps for each one. Right, Iron Fist Alexander. This guy's got a pretty good quest, he's got good rewards, and he's one of the cooler characters in the game. So the first time you're gonna meet him, he's gonna be right here, east of the War Master Shack and east of the Stormvale Castle, and that is of course north of the Agheel Lake. When you meet him, he's going to be stuck in the ground. He's going to ask you to help him out of this situation, and all you gotta do is just go behind him and smack him. With any weapon you've got, it's gonna work. Just go behind him and hit him. Of course, if you've got a bigger weapon, like a colossal weapon, all it takes is just one heavy attack and he's gonna pop right out.
Give it your all, I say.
Now when he does pop out, he's going to introduce himself first, and then he's going to talk about he's heading eastward towards the Caelid and towards the Redmane Castle. He's trying to get to this festival of war and improve his knowledge in the ways of war. This is of course a clue as to where he's going next.
I journey to the east, where I intend to further my education in the ways of war. And beyond these lands lie the scarlet, rot-blighted Caelid wilds. And upon their southern edge is Redmane Castle, in which a festival of combat is being held.
Of course, if you don't want to bother with finishing his quest, you can just fight him, kill him, and what you're gonna get is the Warrior Jar Shard. This is a talisman that will improve the damage of your weapon skills. Of course, you can finish the quest and you're gonna get a better version of this same talisman. Right, for the next step, you will also head eastwards until you reach the rear Gale Tunnel entrance. You will go in there and of course you will meet Alexander again. He says, according to his calculations, if he goes through this tunnel, he's gonna reach the Caelid Wilds, but he's reached a dead end.
But however you slice it, it seems we've reached a dead end. I'm sorry to have raised your hopes. It seems my calculations must have been off.
Of course, if you want to help him, it's pretty simple. All you gotta do is just go to the Caelid and go into the Gale Tunnel, the other entrance. And right before the boss room, you will see the same door, and you can open it from the other side. As you can see in this clip, he's not there. In the next section, I will explain why. The next time you meet Alexander, it's going to be in the Redmane Castle. That's where you're going to meet him with a bunch of other characters, and everyone's here getting ready for the festival. And of course, in this festival, you will be fighting General Radahn. That's why everyone's here, and that's why Alexander is here. Now, remember how I said he was already gone in the tunnel? The reason for this is every step up until this point is skippable. If you've missed any of these steps before this part, it's okay. All of it can be skipped if you haven't even met Alexander up until this point. When you meet him inside Redmane Castle, that's actually when he will introduce himself to you and talk about what he's going to do. What you need to do here is just progress the game normally. Just go in and fight General Radahn. That's it, just go in and do the fight. Now, during the fight with General Radahn, he's going to be available summon. You can summon him to help you during the fight, and after you have beaten General Radahn, he's going to be very close to the site of grace in the battlefield, and he's going to be sitting there. He's going to be very disappointed. He talks about how one hit was enough to crack him and now he's a coward, but he says, don't worry, there's a bunch of warriors in this battlefield and I'm putting them inside me.
As luck would have it, there's a veritable mountain of warriors' bodies right here. If I can just squeeze this bunch down inside me, I'll be a mighty warrior again in no time.
Yeah, it's weird. He's eating bodies, but you know, he says there's a bunch of bodies here. They're gonna make me stronger, and I'll be a warrior again. When you rest in this site of grace, when you exhaust all of his dialogue, you're gonna rest, and he's gonna be gone. For his next location, he's gonna head to Lernia of the Lakes, very close to the Carrion Study Hall, south of the Artist Shack. He's gonna be right about here.
Hello? Can you hear me? Help me!
When you talk to him, he's stuck again. He's stuck again in the ground, and he says, "Hey friend, just give me another wallop, just smack me again and I'll pop right out." Of course, this time when you hit him, you know, he's a bit cracked, he's a little weaker, so he says, "Stop, I think this time I might not survive this. So can you make me a little slippery?" To make him slippery, all you gotta do is throw an oil pot at him, then you're gonna smack him and he's gonna pop right out again. And of course, reward you with exalted flesh.
Gosh! Stop! Please! That's my face! Smack me from the other end! The other end!
Now, the oil pots, you need to craft this. The way you craft it is you need the Nomadic Warrior's Cookbook. And the way you get that is from the abandoned merchant in the Siofra River.
Hello again, good customer.
Now, once you free him, he's gonna say he's headed to the north, to the Fiery Mountain in the north, and he's gonna forge himself anew and he's gonna become stronger. Of course, this is a clue for his next location.
Strengthen myself there without fear of cracking this vessel. I will forge myself anew in its flames.
Now, I'm fairly certain that this part is skippable. I don't think you have to do it, and if you make it to Mount Gilmere, you're gonna miss this part, and it's not very important. For the next step, once you make it to the Volcano Manor, right outside the door, there's gonna be a message from Alexander, and he says, "I thought this was a mountain of fire, but I can hardly feel a thing, so I'm just gonna head further down." To get to his next location, all you gotta do is go to Seathwater River. From there, just in the map, you're gonna have to go around this kind of lava lake. You're going around the Mount Gilmere area. You're gonna go past the fort, and down south, there will be a mini-boss. Once you beat that mini-boss, you will find Alexander a little further down. Now, once you get to Alexander, there is a safe spot behind him. You can go there and talk to him. When you talk to him, he's trying to bake himself in the fires of the mountain, but he says it's not enough. He'll never be able to craft himself in a way where he'll never crack again in this place. So he says he's heading eastwards. He's heard of this saying.
Perhaps I'll head eastward. There's an old saying I've caught wind of. Above the lofty clouds, the icy giant's peak doth soar. Here lieth the flame of ruin, which ever burning roars. Take it.
Also, before he leaves, he will give you the jar helmet. Now, from here, you're not gonna meet Alexander for a good while. He's gonna be pretty deep into the story. For his next location, he's gonna be in the crumbling Farum Azula. Before this, you can summon him as help against a red giant, but it's just he's a summon there. There's not really much going on. But for his next location, he will be in the Farum Azula, and this is gonna be where his quest ends. Now, once you find him in his next location, this is going to be the end of his quest. He's going to talk about how you beat the red giant and how crazy it was. He thinks there's not a lot of people that can do the same. Of course, he counts himself among those warriors. Essentially, he wants to eat you. He thinks you're a great warrior and he wants to put you inside him. That sounds strange, but yeah, that's what he wants to do. Respectfully, of course. He's gonna eat you with respect. There's no malicious going on.
I've been longing to fight a warrior as accomplished as you. You are ready then? Then let us begin. Iron Fist Alexander! Lend strength to the warriors within. Let us become one champion together! As I suspected, victory was impossible. This vessel was found lacking. My thanks. I knew you were the stuff of champions. It was a marvelous battle. I implore you, take what I bequeath from inside me. All vessels are destined to one day break. But the great Alexander lived as a warrior to his last.
Now with Alexander's innards, if you have finished the quest for Jarburg, you can take this to Jarburg and give this item to the little jar dude that lives there. And once you give it to him, you can rest once. And after you rest, this jar guy is going to be gone. Of course, he's going to go on a journey to become a warrior just like Alexander. And once he leaves behind a talisman, the companion jar talisman. And that's going to be your reward, and that's going to be the end for the quest for Alexander. Right, now Buck. The man, the myth, the legend. Buck. His quest doesn't give you much. The only thing that you really get out of Buck's quest is the ability to alter your garments, your armor, and your clothing for free. That's essentially all you get out of Buck's quest. Now, the first time you will meet Buck, it's going to be somewhere right around here, north of the Agil Lake. Once you find him, he's going to be in shape of a bush. Once you get near him, he's going to call out to you, he's going to ask for help, and he's going to be in shape of a bush. All you got to do is just roll into him. You can of course attack him once, but all you got to do really is just roll into him and he's going to switch back to a demi-human.
You? Yeah, you there. Stop pretending you can't see me. What'd you go and do that for? Oh, yes, I remember. Some clod turned me into a tree. You were just breaking the spell, weren't you? Thank you. The name's Buck. I was pushed out of the cave. Told not to come back. Not ever. Then I ended up as a tree. Lucky you came along, really. Oh, what a shame. When they threw me out of the cave, they took everything I owned. And so this is all I have to express my thanks. I hope you can forgive me. Or, well, if you can afford to wait for a while, I could sneak back into the cave and bring back something of actual value. Well, then I'd be of some real use to you, I reckon. Right, but I'll need them. I'm frightened of them. So I have to gather myself. My knees start knocking, just thinking about that god-awful cave on the shore.
And of course, this cave he's talking about is the crystal cave right here along the shore. And once you go inside, you will find Buck lying on the ground, and he is hurting.
It hurts. Oh. What are you doing here? You must leave this place at once. They'll rush in and beat you to a pulp. You'll end up just like me.
Now what you will do is, you will rush in and beat them to a pulp. Once you do this, you will get the sewing needle. And once you got that, you will go back and give it to Buck. And he's gonna get very emotional, he's gonna thank you. And he said this is the only thing he has to remember his mom. His mom was a seamstress. He loves his mom. And now since he has the sewing needle, he can't just give up.
What made you go and do a thing like that? My mum was a seamstress, and that sewing kit was all I had to remember her by. I always wanted to be just like sweet old mum. Then I suppose I can't just curl up and die, can I?
His next location is going to be the lake-facing cliffs site of Grace. He's going to be there. If you talk to him, he will say, hey, since you retrieved my sewing needle, can I be your personal seamster? And of course, that's what he's going to be. From now on, Buck is going to be your personal seamster. He will have the ability to alter your garments free of charge. You will not have to pay runes for it.
You helped me before and retrieved my sewing needle. Please, Master, allow me to serve you as your seamster. I can't make nothing from scratch, but I'm happy to make adjustments to your garments.
After this, once you explore Lernia of the Lakes, you want to go to the Church of Vows, and there will be a chest that will give you the gold sewing needle and golden tailoring tools. And you need this for the next part of Buck's quest. Now, if you progress too far into the game, he's gonna leave the lake-facing cliffs and he's gonna go to East Raya Gate side of Grace, and that's where he's gonna be. And that's where he's gonna stay for a good while until you make enough progression, and he's gonna move again.
Please do be safe.
Now, for his next location, Buck is gonna be, of course, if you progress enough into the game, he's gonna be in Altus Plateau, in the Altus Highway Junction side of Grace. That's where he's going to be, until of course you make enough progress until he moves. For the next part of his quest, you need to give him the gold sewing needle. And to do this, you have to meet two conditions. Number one is you need to have a piece of legendary armor in your inventory. And number two is this piece of legendary armor should be able to be altered. The legendary armor, of course, is the piece of armor that you buy from Enya in the Round Table Hold after beating the bosses. The mini-bosses don't count, like the Briar armor, only the main bosses count. The best piece for this is just General Radahn's Lion armor. You can just buy that one, it's a legendary armor and it can be altered. Once you have that in your inventory, you can go back and talk to Buck.
Master, my apologies. Your wardrobe includes the garb of the old demigods, and I'm afraid I can't make adjustments to them. My mum told me once that a royal seamster would do them up in a jiffy. Just wait, Master. Before long, I'll be that good too. Is that a gift for my undeserving self? Thank you kindly. But What on earth could it... Oh, what amazing! I've never seen a golden needle. Not in all my life. With a spectacular royal crest to boot. Are you certain that this is for me? Oh, I can hardly believe it. Have faith in me, Master. I'll polish my craft enough that I deserve this golden gift. I'll be the golden seamster, Bok. Now I'll be able to sew anything. Even the threads of the demigods.
You do not need to do anything. He will automatically get this ability, and he will be able to alter the legendary pieces of armor. And of course, after this, he will get 2 new dialogue options.
Not enough. I need to learn how to sew from scratch like her. Master, may I ask you something? Would you mind if I called you Lord? I heard that you and the other Tarnished seek the throne of the Elden Lord. Well, I know that you will be the one, and you'd make just the manner of kind-hearted lord that I'd wish for. So please, if you would, allow me to call you Lord. You don't say. Thank you. Thank you. My lord, my lord, my lord. Please become Elden Lord. And please let I, Bok the Seamster, remain at your side.
After you have exhausted all of Buck's dialogue, you can rest at the site of grace, and then you have the option to talk to Melina, and of course she will come in and say some things that will be a clue about the next step of this quest.
Your seamster, Bok. I see him crying from time to time. I think he misses his mother. He wants someone to tell him he's beautiful. Does being born of a mother mean one behaves in such a manner?
Now, for his next location, he's gonna head to the East Capital Ramparts site of Grace, and that's where he's gonna stay for the rest of the game.
The Earth Tree.
And here he has a dialogue option, and he's gonna talk about something he's heard about Rennala.
My lord, have you ever wished you might be born again? Well, they say that Rennala of Rea Lucaria has the power to help people be reborn. Oh, me? Reborn? Oh, look at me. When you're this ugly, well, being reborn, it would hardly make a difference, I'm afraid.
Now here you have 2 options. You can either call him beautiful or give him a larval tear. Now if you want to call him beautiful and listen to Melina, what you need is the You're Beautiful Prattling Pate. And to get this item, you're gonna find it in the Hermit Village at the side of a house. Once you have it, just go back to Buck, equip it, and use it when you're near him.
You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
Bok the Seamster, ready to make adjustment. Did I just hear my mum speaking? Thank you very much. Mum was always the only one who said I was beautiful. And now, my dear lord, let me hear her voice. Oh, please, if I may dream just once, do you feel the same way my mum did, my lord? Do you think I'm beautiful, despite these looks? Oh, my lord, my dear lord, I, Bok the Seamster, am forever in your service. May the throne of Elden Lord be yours.
Of course, your other option is giving him a larval tear.
It can't be. For my rebirth? But these are precious. Are you certain that it's for me? Oh, my lord. How did you know? It was my only wish that I might honor you with a decent appearance. My lord, it shouldn't take me long. I'm off to see Renala of Rea Lucaria. I'll be reborn, fresh and new.
If you do this, he's gonna turn into a human, and he's gonna just sit there very close to Renala, and if you rest once, he's just gonna die. Yeah, he doesn't really have any dialogue, he doesn't do anything, he just dies. That will be the second ending to Bok's quest, and that's it really, there's nothing more to this quest. Okay, Bloody Finger Hunter Yura. The first time you see this guy, it's gonna be underneath these ruins, northeast of the seaside ruins, very close to the Agheel Lake. All he's going to talk about is going to be the warning about the dragon that lives in Agheel Lake. He just warns you about the dragon, and he is also available as a summon to help you kill the dragon.
Dragon roosts there.
If you want to, you can attack him and kill him. You're not going to get his armor set, however. All you're going to get is his sword and some runes.
Stay clear of the lake.
To progress his quest, you're going to go to the north of the lake, very close to the Murkwater cave. You will be invaded by one of the Bloody Fingers. If you take a little bit, if you don't kill him very quickly, automatically Yura will be summoned and he will help you during this fight. Once you take out this Bloody Finger, if you continue going north of the same path, you will meet Yura again. Once you meet him, he's going to introduce himself and he's going to talk about what the Bloody Fingers are, who they are, and how you should be careful of them.
You fought Nereus and survived. That alone deserves commendation. I'm Yura, hunter of Bloody Fingers, tarnished, held in thrall by cessblood. Zealots who stalk their own. You stay the path. You're certain to face more of them. Just remember, no kinship with their ilk remains. Their madness precludes it. Don't let your emotions stay your blade.
Now, once you have the key for the academy, the Rea Lucaria Academy, and you've made it to the main academy gate side of Grace, here you can do the next step in the quest. If you go down this broken bridge, there will be a summon sign. If you use it, you will be summoned to assist Yura in hunting another one of the Bloody Fingers. Once you beat this Bloody Finger, you will go back to your own world and you will get the Raptor of Mist's Ash of War. And then you will talk to Yura, he will thank you for helping him and give you a smithing stone number 5. Level 5 or size 5, I'm not exactly sure what to call it, but That's what you're gonna get, and he's gonna talk about this knight, this bloody finger called Eleonora, and how he's been tracking it for years. And he warns you, he says, if you see this person, just stay clear of them. Run away.
Violet bloody finger.
Now, once you make it to the Altus Plateau, you're gonna have to go to the second church of Marika. This is where Yura is gonna be next. Once you make it to the church, you will find Yura. He's laying on the ground, he's got one foot on a grave and the other one on a banana peel. And he says, oh, well, I couldn't fare against Eleonora, but I already cut a finger off, blah, blah, blah. You know, he's talking about bloody finger stuff. And here, Yura dies, and Eleonora will invade you, and you're gonna have to fight Eleonora.
For you, but I've learned a thing or two myself. You see, I've sliced the finger off. Please. Please, Eleonora. Yield to the cesspool no longer. Do not stain the immaculacy of your sword. Your flesh. Your fire.
Now, once you beat Eleonora, you will get Eleonora's Pole Blade, and of course Purifying Crystal Tear. That's going to be a very useful item for the boss fight against Lord of Blood Moog. Also, when Yura dies, he drops his sword, which is the Nagakiba, and you can pick that up. Now, at this point, his quest has ended, but of course we haven't gotten his armor yet. To get his armor set, once you make it to the mountaintops of the giants and to the Zamor ruins site of grace, you will rest there, and then you will see this guy spawn there. He looks exactly like Yura, but it's not him. It's this dude called Shabriri, and he talks about how this vessel, this body, belonged to another person and he gave it up to him, and he keeps going on about cult stuff. He talks about Flame of Frenzy and such. You know, he's crazy. Of course, this guy is related to the Flame of Frenzy questline, but bottom line is pretty much, in summary, if you accept the Flame of Frenzy, once you come back to this site of grace, this guy will not be there, and the armor is just gonna be dropped in his place. You can just pick the armor up, and that's it. If you don't want to do that, if you don't want to accept the Flame of Frenzy, you can just kill this guy. You kill him, and that way you will get the armor. And that will be the end of this entire quest, and of course, you've gotten the armor, and that's it.
Is chaos. Cannot. I cannot die. May chaos.
Alright, Sorcerer Sellen. Now, you're gonna find her east of Agil Lake inside Waypoint Ruins. You're gonna kill the mini-boss and then open the door, and she's there inside that room. She's gonna introduce herself, and once you ask her to teach you sorcery, she's gonna be very honest with you. She says, listen, I'm an evil witch, they kicked me out of the academy for being really evil and doing witchcraft and such. So, do you still want to learn sorceries from me? And of course, you're maidenless, you are thirsting for any maidens out there, you don't care, you're gonna say, yes, I'm here to learn sorceries from you.
Apostate witch, do you still wish to learn from me? Well, you are a piece of work.
That's it pretty much for Sellen for now. She's just gonna be someone you can give scrolls to and buy sorceries from up until you make it to Mount Gelmir. To continue Sellen's quest, you need to find Master Azur, and to find him, you need to make it past Hermit Village, and to go there you need to go to Seathwater River, Site of Grace, or just Seathwater River, and you're gonna go around Volcano Manor. You're gonna go around this kind of lava lake. You're gonna go around the entire thing and then go around. You're gonna get to the fort, and then after that you're gonna get to the Hermit Shack and then Hermit Village. There's gonna be a mini boss there, and then after you beat the mini boss there will be Master Azur. The guy doesn't look very well. I'm not sure even if he knows where he is. He's just gonna randomly give you a legendary sorcery, and I'm pretty sure right after that he just dies. Once you have the sorcery, you will go back to Sellen and show her that sorcery, and when she sees it, she realizes that you've found Master Azur, and she's gonna say, oh, this guy was my first teacher and he's one of the founding Glintstone sorcerers. He must have seen something special in you. Considering the state of that guy and the hat he was wearing, I don't think he saw anything, but sure.
Master Azur was a founding Glintstone sorcerer and my first teacher. A stern judge of men. But he must have seen something in you. You make us both proud.
Now this unlocks a new dialogue option for her, and she's gonna start talking about how she doesn't care about the Karin royal family, and she wants to restore the primeval current of Glintstone sorcery. Now, we don't know what this means. You know, she's an evil witch trying to do witch stuff. So of course you're gonna say, yes, I'm gonna help you. With this, she's gonna ask you a favor. She says, I need you to find Master Lusat. This guy is another founding Glintstone sorcerer. She's gonna give you a key, and she says, go and find Master Lusat.
My apprentice, can you find Master Lusat? With this Glintstone key, you should be able to cross the boundary that encloses him.
Now, to find Master Lusat, you will have to go to Celia Hideaway in Caelid. The entrance to Celia Hideaway is behind a illusionary wall, and that is behind a sort of a gravestone that is guarded by one of those big sorcerer dudes. Once you make it there, you're gonna be looking for a seal, and behind that seal, there's Master Lusat. Once you find Master Lusat, he will also give you his sorcery. Once you have that sorcery, just go back to Sellen. You're gonna talk to her. She's gonna start talking about the fact that the form that you see in front of you is just a projection. Her real body is in the Weeping Peninsula. She's gonna ask you to go there and free her of the shackles that she's in. Also, you can tell her about Master Lusat. She will reward you with starlight shards, and she says, now that we have the bodies of both Lusat and Azur, their bodies can be admitted to the academy, and she can continue with her plan, if only she can undo her shackles. So the next step, of course, is undoing her shackles. To do this, you're gonna have to go to Weeping Peninsula, the Witchbane ruins south of Limgrave, south of Aegil Lake. And once you're there, you will find Sellen's real body imprisoned there. She says, someone may come for my life, and so I'm gonna entrust you with my primal glintstone. So you're gonna reach and pull out her primal glintstone. It gets a bit weird. But she says, just, this is my real self, take care of it, and treat it with care.
I entrust it with you, myself.
So now the next step in this quest is finding Sellen a real body. And to do this, you're gonna have to go to Preceptor Celavis's dungeon. By this point, you've probably already met Preceptor Celavis and already know how to go to his place, but if you don't know, this is where you need to go. North of the Academy, right about here, west of the Carrion Manor, there's gonna be these ruins, and inside these ruins, there is a illusionary wall. Once you take that out, you're gonna go downstairs and you're gonna find Celavis's place. And in here, there's another illusionary wall. You go through that and there is a puppet that looks exactly like Sorcerer Sellen. Now, why this exists, what is Celavis doing, we don't know. We're not gonna ask questions. We're just gonna do our quest. So all you have to do is transplant the primeval glintstone. Sellen is gonna come to life. She's gonna thank you for giving her a new body. And she says, okay, it's time to expel the Carrion royal family. It's time to restore the primeval current. Now there is another piece to this puzzle. The person that is coming after her is Witch Hunter Jaren. And this is the guy that does the festival for General Radahn. He's got some dialogues, you can talk to him a little bit, but it's skippable, it's not important. So that's why I didn't cover it. But that's all you need to know, that he's the guy that is coming for Sellen. So once you've done all these steps, you can go back to the academy. Of course, this is after you've done the Rennala boss fight. Once you've done that, and you have the Sight of Grace there, you can just get out of that place, and right at the door where Rennala is, there will be two summon signs. One is to challenge Sorcerer Sellen and assist Witch Hunter Jaren, and the other one is to assist Sellen and fight Jaren. If you decide to help Sellen, of course you're gonna go in and fight Jaren.
Jaren, bringer of my death. You have my
Once you fight him and you beat him, once you return to your own world, you're gonna get his armor set. And there's gonna be Sellen standing there, of course. She's won, she's happy, she starts bragging about how the queen is no more, oh we won. We're gonna restore the primeval current, this is it, and go become Elden Lord, blah blah blah. You know, we can help each other and such. Now, there's gonna be a new sorcery in her shop, the Spiral Shard, I think it's called. You can buy that. She's gonna give you the Glintstone Kriss, which is a sword, and just congratulate you and all of that. Now, once you rest at the Sight of Grace, things will change. You're gonna look behind you and there you will see Rennala. She's back and she's just sitting there. She doesn't even care. She doesn't even have a dialogue. She just doesn't care at all about anything. And of course to the side there's gonna be Sellen, and she has turned into this thing. And right here you will get Sellen's hat. It's a pretty cool hat. And On top of that, you still have access to her shop. You can still buy sorceries from her. Now I guess the lesson here is do not mess with Rennala, because she doesn't even care. She has no dialogue about it, no comment, just turns her into a ball and that's it. Now, since you helped Sellen, and she moved the bodies of Lusat and Azur into the academy, you can go back to where those bodies were, and in those places, inside Celia Hideaway and past Hermit Village where their bodies were, you can find their clothing, their armor sets. If you help Gurranq, you're not gonna get these clothing, so that's something to consider. If you help Gurranq, once you beat Sellen, you're gonna get her hat again. You won't miss out on the hat, but you will miss out on the Lusat and Azur sets. Also, I don't think you get the Glintstone Chris, but once you go outside and talk to Gurranq, he will thank you and also give you an ancient dragon smithing stone, which is very valuable. Now, here's where the quest ends, but you can be a little evil and at this point attack Gurranq. If you attack him, you can kill him and still get his armor set. So that's something you can do. But this is where the quest will end, and this is the second ending. Gurranq, Beast Clergyman. The way you find this guy is you have multiple ways. One of the ways is just by finding him on your own, and he resides in the Bestial Sanctum in the Dragon Barrow, which is the northern part of the Caelid. Another way is just by finding the secret waygate that teleports you to the Bestial Sanctum. This waygate is going to be behind the third church of Marika. This church is going to be the southeast of Summonwater Village and north of the Minor Earth Tree that's on the east side of Limgrave. And the other way to meet the Beast Clergyman, and of course the proper way of starting the quest, is going to Summonwater Village and killing the mini-boss that's there, the Tibia Mariner, the dude that's just boating around on the ground. You're gonna kill that guy, get the Death Root, and probably meet D there. Or if you don't meet him, if you've already progressed too far and D is in the Round Table Hold, either way you're gonna have to talk to D, either in Summonwater Village or in the Round Table Hold.
How would you like to earn the strength of beasts? If you're inclined to haunt more of those who live in death and weed their death root, then I'll introduce you to Gurranq, the Beast Clergyman. I have a matter of my own to attend to, and the beast himself wishes for someone to take my place. What say you? Very well. Show me your map. I've marked the location for you, of a hidden gateway. It will lead you to Gurranq, the Beast Clergyman.
And now, since you have the Death Root, it doesn't matter how you meet or find the Beast Clergyman, you're gonna need at least one Death Root to start the quest. Now, his quest is pretty simple and straightforward. Once you meet him and give him one Death Root, he's gonna say, I smell it. I smell death. feed me more. And that's the entire quest. All you do is bring him death root, and every time he's gonna reward you. Now the first time you give him death root, he's gonna give you the seal, the claw mark seal, and an eye that of course senses death root. Every time you're close to a place that has death root, it quivers. There's this message, this notification that tells you there's death root nearby.
I shall grant thee feed.
There is 9 death roots in total in the game. The first one is going to be north of Limgrave in the death-touched catacombs. The next one is going to be, this is probably going to be your first one. It's going to be in Summon Water Village. The boat guy boating around, the Tibia Mariner. Once they kill that, the next one is going to be in Lernia of the Lakes, very close to the Carrion Study Hall, right about there on the marker. And the next one after that is going to be north in the Black Knife Catacombs. The next one after this is going to be in Windham Ruins in Altus Plateau. The one after that is going to be very close to Mount Gilmere in the Gilmere Hero's Grave. The next one after this is going to be in the mountain tops of the Giants. Inside the Giants' mountaintop catacombs. The next one after that is going to be in this kind of ledge overlooking Castle Sol. This is going to be the north side of the mountaintops of the Giant area. And the next one after that is going to be when you get the secret medallion and use the Grand Lift of Rold. You're going to end up in this place called Hidden Path to the Halig Tree. And this is where the last death root is going to be. Now, if you don't know how to get the secret medallion, if you don't have it, what you have to do is go to the village of the Albinarix. This is on the southwest side of the Lernia of the Lakes. There's going to be this old dude there. He's hiding there. You have to talk to him. Once you talk to him, he's going to give you half of the secret medallion. The other half is going to be in Castle Sol. Once you beat the boss there, you're going to get the medallion on top of the castle. Once you have the medallion, just go to the Grand Lift of Rold. You're going to go, and instead of hoisting the regular medallion, you're going to use the switch action button, and you're going to hoist the secret medallion. And that's how you end up in the hidden path to the Halig Tree. Now, once you're there, to get the last death root, all you gotta do is go straight down the hall. There's this door. Once you go past that door, you're gonna take a left up the stairs, and then there's gonna be this opening. Drop down there. There's an invisible path. Once you're on that path, you're gonna take another left, and then you're gonna keep going down that path, invisible path. You're gonna drop down once again to the left, go through this window, and then once you're through that window, there's gonna be this lever. You're gonna pull that, and then go down the stairs, and there will be the boss fight. And once you beat that boss fight, you can get the last death root. The rewards for the death roots that you give him, the first one, I already told you, it's the Clawmark Seal. The second one, you're going to get the Bestial Sling Incantation. Third is going to be Bestial Vitality. Fourth is going to be Ash of War, Beast's Roar. Fifth is going to be Beast Claw, and then Stone of Gurranq, Beast Claw Great Hammer. For the 8th, it's going to be Gurranq's Beast Claw, and then for the 9th, you're going to get an Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. Now, if you kill this guy, you'll still get the Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. So if you want to skip the entire thing, you can just try to kill him. And of course, if you want to skip the 9th death route, you can just kill him, and you're gonna get the reward for the 9th death route by just killing him. Also, after the 4th death route, this guy is gonna go crazy. He'll go ballistic. He doesn't take prisoners. He's gonna try to kill you. But the good news is, if you chip away a little bit of his health, he's gonna go back to normal. He's gonna apologize, and he's gonna say, "All right, I'm gonna stop. I won't forget my sin, my appetite, and all that." And he's gonna stop attacking you, and you can continue the quest. Or you can just continue attacking him if you don't like him, and you can kill him if you can. But that's a thing. After the 4th one, he will start attacking you. He's gonna go crazy. After you give him the 9th death route, he will say, "All is consumed." He's done everything he can, but his appetite is still there. So he's gonna leave. He's gonna give you the reward, the Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone, but he's just gonna peace out, and that's it for this quest.
America, is this what it is to sin? Will things never be the same again? Tarnished, my thanks for thy long labor, but I have done all I can in this land. Henceforth, mine appetite shall be my sole companion. Farewell.
Alright, that's it for part 1. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, maybe consider liking and subscribing. But that's it for now. Until the next video, peace.